What is the difference between the New Age and real spirituality?
I would say the New Age is spirituality distorted through ego. There's an idea that spirituality is about the body. Spirituality is about doing yoga and drinking kombucha and looking spiritual. It's almost like spirituality has become like an aspect of the ego. You know, I'm spiritual, which is a paradox. It's an oxymoron. It's like your ego is spirit. No, it's not. There's spirit, which everything is, everyone is, infinite consciousness, infinite awareness. And that spirit is choosing to siphon itself through this tool, this vessel, this body, and that's the ego, the brain and the body. Not that this is a bad thing. This is an amazing temple for you to express source in, a perfect way that only you can. But real spirituality is about turning the senses inward, turning awareness, turning your focus, turning the ego's focus inward towards spirit, to understand, to know thyself, to understand the self, instead of just gratifying the ego, gratifying all the desires of the ego. And like that's, kind of like the New Age. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get superpowers because I'm spiritual and I'm gonna be able to levitate and it's not even that these things aren't true, but there's like footnotes. It's not what it's about. It's not about being able to levitate. It's not about being able to throw a chi ball. It's about remembering your connection to God, remembering that you're infinite and that this is just an experience that you're having. It's not you. Like, it's so important to remember that this isn't you. It's beautiful, it's given to you, it's a gift. There's nothing wrong with the body. I don't demonize having a body. The body's an amazing way to express God on this bandwidth in this world that you can only do with this tool. And to experience limitations that you can't experience when you're infinite, to experience this life. It's great, but it's also coming back home, coming back to your primordial vibration, coming back to the coming back to yourself and remembering yourself and then integrating that into the ego. So this is you taking spirit, what you really are, and putting it in the ego, not taking the ego and putting it in spirituality. You're integrating knowledge of the real self. So you walk around and you have the light of God in your eyes.
But how can I distinguish between spirit and ego?
Ask where you're coming from. Am I coming from complete love and unity and complete understanding that you're connected to all things? Or are you coming from fear, lack, jealousy, anger? If you want to know if you're in ego, if you're in spirit, you need to identify where you're coming from. Are you coming from the heart or are you coming from the mind? The heart is the singularity and the mind is the separation, the illusion. The heart actually thinks, just like the mind. They both send out electromagnetic waves, which is a thought. The heart is 3,000 times more powerful magnetically. So, these both are thinking centers. So where are you thinking from? Singularity of the spirit or the illusion and distortion of the ego?
Do you think it's better to surround yourself with people when you're really on the path to spirituality, or to go about it alone? Because what I see is that there's a lot of hype right now built up around being spiritual.
It's honing your spiritual eye and your intuition. Eventually you'll be able to see someone, you'll know immediately if they're coming from ego or if they're really, coming from spirit. If they're doing it just to look a certain way, you'll just know, okay, well, I don't really resonate with inauthentic people. If you can find people that you really feel that they're connected to their heart, that they're centered in their heart, and that they're really doing the work, and that they're humble. One of the greatest gifts you can give to the world is being humble when you know that you're all that is. When you know that you move through all things and that you're just choosing to focus on this small lens called Chloe, the small lens called Jake, and being humble in that. If you find people that are in their heart and they're humble and they're really just on the path to like remember who they are. You wake up from this dream that we're in, you know, and you feel that emanating from them, which you will when you get more sensitive. That's the people you should be around. If you feel that you can't find anyone, even like not the people that are just faking, but people that are just totally asleep, and you're like, you don't want to play the game anymore, you don't want to go party, go drink, because it doesn't satiate your soul. It doesn't bring any value to your awakening process. Because like once you get a taste of it, which you obviously have, a taste of yourself, like a taste of like liberation, you focus your energy, and that's all you really care about, knowing God and becoming like, and doing whatever it takes to become closer to that source, to that love. You just want to be good. You want to be good and you want to do good and you want good things because you're sensitive and you're so fragile and you're so innocent. Each decision you make either is in ego or is in spirit. So each decision you make is going to continually move you towards that which you prefer. You're saying to the universe, this is what I prefer because this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm acting on. This is the vibration that I'm embodying. So it's taking that choice in every moment. I'm going to make a decision from spirit. I'm going to do something that betters myself. I'm going to do something that purifies myself. I'm going to do something that expands myself. I'm going to do something that creates more health in my vessel so that I can align and attune myself like a tuning fork to the high vibrational frequencies that are bombarding this planet all the time. The frequency, cosmic radiation and frequencies of God are permeating this planet all the time because there is a huge shift happening on this planet right now. But if you're not healthy enough, if you're too distorted, if you're too out of sync with it, you won't receive it. And we need people to receive that frequency because you ground it into the earth.